I guess we can go ahead and start this bad boy up. Okay. And here we go. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is a New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, with my co-host.
This is Eli, son of Stone.
That sounds like a porn name or something. I don't know.
Well, I didn't want to say Dinosaur Hunter.
Too predictable. Anyway, we are back with another episode. And Eli, guess what? We are 1 week away.
Oh, yeah? From Valentine's Day?
Oh, shit. Now you had to fuck my whole week up. Because that's another thing I was actually going to talk about also. Okay, I was actually talking about Black Panther. And I was, yeah. Shocking, I know.
Take your girl to see Black Panther.
And then, exactly, that's the whole thing. Okay, I'm already stressing over what the fuck I'm gonna wear for Black Panther. And I just realized, oh fuck, it's a day after Valentine's Day. So now it's like a special occasion, like it's just like after you take her to go see Black Panther, then she's gonna hit you with the question. So what are we? Now you got to deal with complicated questions like that. So if this movie wasn't already stressed out enough,
or she'll be like, "This isn't really a gift for me. This is your gift."
Well, hopefully it's
I want to go see 50 Shades of Dick or whatever it's called.
And we will talk about that bullshit later on too. That fucking movie. Before we get that, we got to talk about a passing. We've been going pretty good recently, even though we had some scares in 2018, but we did have a recent passing I want to talk about. I did want to say rest in peace to Reggie Cathy. Reggie Cathy is an actor I've seen for a long time. Even when I was in school, and he used to do like these Channel 1, TV 1 promo stuff like that, he was one of the guys on there. Then he started acting in other stuff like House of Cards. He started acting in like all kind of show. The Wire. He was in The Wire also. Remember Fan Four Stick?
Oh yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, he was Franklin Storm. He was the dad or whatever like that. Here's the thing: as shit as that movie was, he was actually pretty good in the movie. He was the only thing that was worth watching in that movie in there. But like I said, Reggie Cathy was always that character actor you could always depend on. He was always.
I'm going to look this up real quick, but wasn't he one of the kangaroos in the old Tank Girl movie?
I haven't seen Tank Girl all the way through, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm looking it up right now.
I wouldn't be shocked because he's
Ice-T. I remember Ice-T was one.
Yeah. He might have been in. I don't know. He's been in a lot of stuff, like a lot.
Yeah, he was.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yep, he was in it.
Yeah,
one of the Rippers.
Right. He's one of those actors that if you see him, you may not know his name, but you'll be like, hey, I know that guy. But the reason I know that guy because I remember seeing him in school in one of those TV 1, Channel 1 things in high school. And then all of a sudden he, started getting in Hollywood. I was like, hey, good for him. So sorry to say, him passing because he actually kind of a part of my childhood, even though, he was not like the biggest actor in the world, but he's always, I was impressed with every time I saw him. So yeah, that was sad. Moving past that, I guess we can move on to because we got a lot of stuff we're going to get through. So we just move right on to the box office.
Sure.
Got you. Eli, did you complete your assignment and give us a jingle?
Oh, damn. I didn't. Dun, 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 dun.
Pretty sure you ripped that off. I'm going to get sued and get shut down, but oh well. We'll let Ryan worry about all that bullshit. Now, like I said, we have the box office pulled up, and the number one movie we have is 50 Shades Freed.
Really?
Okay. Yeah,
that's number one. Oh,
that is the number one movie. Those movies make money. I don't know. Do people not have access to Pornhub? I don't get it. It's like
like this is what this is porn for women,
right? But
like women porn.
Do women not know how to use Pornhub?
Well, maybe they're not in. I don't know. Maybe they just like. Maybe how dudes are into all the unrealistic bullshit that is in porn. Well, these movies and most romantic comedies are kind of like the same thing. It's unrealistic bullshit that never happens, yet they like it. And
gotcha. So it's kind of like our version of the pizza guy going to a sorority house.
Yeah, basically. This is a chick who, some frumpy looking chick who gets, picked up and married, gets to marry a rich asshole or whatever, and he, makes her his sex slave or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
I guess that's romantic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you. Now I know a lot of people. Let me talk about 50 Shades of whatever the fuck this shit is. Now I know a lot of people get upset. Oh, thank goodness this is the last movie. Oh, thank goodness I don't have to sit through this anymore. Why the fuck are you watching this shit to begin with? You can watch the trailer and realize whether or not it's a movie you want to see or not. If it's a movie you don't like, just ignore the shit. Like, I don't even know how many of these things they've made. I just know it's the last one they made, and it doesn't bother me. If the movie is number one and it makes 100 million or 200 million, it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I know that there's dudes that I know that have had to, that been dragged to go see them with their girls.
Now that's a different story. Okay, that's understandable. So then they had
poor bastard just break up with her.
They have an excuse. If you're watching this movie and you don't have a girlfriend, you have no excuse. So you have no reason to complain about it.
I knew some female coworkers of mine that were like one of a couple years ago when one of the other movies came out, like, oh, we're gonna go see it again. Like they were gonna go see it again. I'm like, what the hell? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Really? That's just one of those things I will never understand, like how this is popular. But I don't know. If it makes money, fuck it. Who knows? It's
like the Transformers movie.
Like the Transformers movie. I mean, I can admit this movie is not for me. I am not the demographic. So whoever likes it, hey, have fun with it. So moving past that, we also have Peter Rabbit. Like I said, the children's tale. They made it into the movie because they're making everything in the fucking movie. Glad to make money. Whatever. Number 3, we have, okay, Eli, you can help me out with this one. The 1517 to Paris.
Oh, is that the Clint Eastwood movie about the soldiers that fought some hijackers? It's supposed to be another one of them Trump supporter movies. You know, America kicking ass, fuck yeah.
It's something like that, yeah. If that's the movie I think you're talking about, I think they actually used the real actors in that situation to play the movie.
Oh. Okay. I
mean, not the real act, like the real people that did it. They're acting them as themselves.
So it's like that. It's like that movie in Inglourious Bastards, like
yeah, something
that Nazi propaganda movie. Yeah. A Nation's Pride or whatever the fuck it was.
It's some shit. Yeah. I don't know what.
Well, there you go. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Everything goes full circle now. So, I don't know. And number 4, we finally have Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Finally knocked off the top spot. That movie looked like it was never going to stop. Let me just pull those numbers up.
I thought it was going to stay on top till like Black Panther.
I thought it was too. It was like it wasn't going to stop. It was just going to go. So here's where it's at right now. It is right now 881 million.
Damn.
This thing has almost done $1 billion. Jumanji. The sequel.
Yeah. I haven't even seen it.
I mean, I like the movie. That's the thing about it. I watched it. I'm like, this is pretty entertaining. I like it. So,
yeah, I'll probably eventually see it, but like I just never thought it would be this big.
I mean, that's the thing. That just shows you the star power of The Rock. This movie, well, you can say The Rock, but you also got to say name brand also, because like I said, it's Jumanji. Because the thing is, this movie almost has nothing to do with Jumanji. They just sprinkle some shit here and there to just call it Jumanji. And it makes you wonder if they didn't have the Jumanji name on it, would have done the same numbers. Who knows?
And I think it might be a generational thing. I mean, sure, you could argue that, oh, yeah, there's a 90s nostalgia going on. But I think you said it was like about video games and shit and avatars. And,
it was. And that's what made me connect with it. I was like, oh, yeah, I know that shit. Yeah. You know, and that's what it felt like. It would feel like they were kind of pandering to gamers, you know. So
yeah. So, and that might be the hook right there.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, that hooked me more than Jumanji shit, because I barely remember the first Jumanji movie. You know, it was okay. I didn't thought it was a classic or anything, but anyway, yeah, it was okay. Yeah. Number 5, you have The Greatest Showman. Like I said, Hugh Jackman still hanging in there. Number 6, you have Maze Runner: The Death Cure. Number 7, you have Winchester. Like I said, the horror movie with the whatever.
Is that number 1 last week? Or no,
it was Jumanji. Yeah. And number 8, The Post, the Oscar-winning movie nobody has seen. Number 9, The Shape of Water, another Oscar movie nobody has ever seen. And Den of Thieves, the Civil War movie. Not Civil War. 9/11?
Isn't that the Like the 50 Cent.
The 50 Cent movie. I'm thinking about something else.
Movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting confused. The 50 Cent 9/11 movie. Nah, I get my numbers mixed up. Okay. But overall, that's the weekend. Let me look at 50. Well, it doesn't matter if 50 Shades. That's the first week it was on there also.
50 Shades, 50 Cent.
Yeah, it's all the same shit. Yeah. 50 Cent porn. Yeah. So 50 Shades of Grey or Greed or Green. I don't know. It's at 136 right now. So hanging in there. If I was to bet money, I'm gonna say it's probably not gonna be number one next week. That's just my thing.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's my thing. Because now we can kind of move on to the next section of it. And like I said, we can talk about Black Panther, because like I said, we got a week left for Black Panther going on. And Eli, let me ask you this. Do you think it's getting to the point that the hype has almost become hysteria?
I think I don't know. I think it's justified though. I mean, I think this is an important movie, and I know it's connecting with people, you know, on a social level, on you know, on all kinds of levels here, because I think it's just, not only is it pandering to the comic book audiences, and we can say, oh, you know, black kids who grew up on this is, you know, that's just a small percent of you know, the fandom here. I think it's connecting on a, you know, a more of a sort of a community, you know, ideal. You know what I mean? I think they're really getting behind this. Just the idea of this being the first black superhero. It was pretty much the first black superhero.
Yeah, pretty much first black superhero. Reason I'm asking it about the hysteria part of it, because like you know, we talked about it briefly last time about the boycotts going on right now.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed, like I said, like for instance, like the Rotten Tomatoes numbers are up right now. Let me pull up the Rotten Tomatoes numbers. Now, normally I try to avoid this shit, but these numbers are actually pretty interesting right now on the Black Panther numbers. Now, as far as Black Panther, it is currently, let me take a guess where it's sitting at on Rotten Tomatoes.
I thought it was in the 90s. I thought it was certified fresh and all that shit.
Certified fresh, 97%. But here's the thing, Eli. People are freaking out that it's so low.
That it's so low?
That it's so low, right. That's the people are freaking out that it's so low. Because the thing was, like, when Rotten Tomatoes first announced the movie was at 100. It had 100%, it was there. So when the first guy showed up and gave it, you know, a rotten score, everybody freaked the fuck out. Who is this guy? Where is he? Why did he give it a score? What did he say? And everybody just, like, Twitter just ate his ass alive, you know, just because of that. Now, since then, it's been some other scores that have came in also, but just because of this one guy, everybody went to target him. And basically, the reason he said he gave it a rotten score was because there wasn't enough fight scenes in it. That's what he said, but people freaked out about that. And here's what I'm thinking, like, where did we get to the point that 97% is a failure? Or even a bad score at that.
Since the internet, as of 2 years ago, where you're not allowed to not like anything, or you're automatically shaming it.
Right. Like we have to be
Black Panther shaming. He's racist. Yeah, he doesn't. So now the guy's probably racist now. Everyone thinks he's racist.
Everybody thinks he's racist now. He might even be a black dude. We don't know.
Yeah, you're not allowed to criticize anything, or you're demeaning. You're victim blaming, you're shaming,
yeah.
That's how it is these days.
Right. And now that's another thing I wanted to bring up, because I also look at the IMDb scores on it, and I think what I saw with the IMDb scores on Black Panther is actually I think it's like in the 60s. Oh. And I think that has something to do with those guys. You know, those guys.
The actual racists that are...
Yeah. But they say they're not racist.
But
but they say they have some other ulterior motive of why they're bashing the scores like that. But like I said, it hasn't started yet, and the audience score hasn't kicked in for Black Panther yet. Now that's when it's going to get interesting. When audience score,
that's when it hits the wide release.
Exactly, that's when it hit the wide release and everything like that. So, but here's why I say it's becoming hysteria, Eli. Because so we know the boycotts were coming, right? We know people were going to get upset about a boycotts coming. And you expect that you know what those boycotts are going to look like. Like, you can pick them out like that. But what if I told you there are some black people boycotting the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I think you posted something about that.
Yeah, and people were freaking out about that. But then, they're like, oh, well, Leroy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay. I actually pointed them to some posts of black people saying they were boycotting the movie. Like, okay. Why are black people boycotting Black Panther? I'm gonna give you some reasons. I actually noted down some reasons of why some black people are boycotting Black Panther.
Okay.
Okay. One reason, it wasn't filmed in Africa. Yes, that's a reason.
It wasn't filmed in Wakanda,
right? Like I say, well, Star Wars wasn't in space. Well, fuck this movie, you know. That's a legitimate reason. They will say, "Okay, because it wasn't in Africa, it's not authentic." Okay, that's one reason. That's one reason. Okay, I got some other ones.
It wasn't filmed in the fictional country that it takes place.
Exactly. Like Wakanda is real. Like, why don't you save that money and you go to Wakanda yourself? Like, wait, what? That don't make any fucking sense. Okay, so here we go. I got another one also. They're saying that we shouldn't get excited over this movie because it's not the first black superhero movie. That's one reason.
Okay, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could argue that, but it's the first good black superhero.
Right. I mean, what you got? Steel? You know, Catwoman?
Well, Blade was kind of cool. I mean, especially Blade 2. But
Blade was cool. Blade 2 was cool. But
the thing about Black Panther, there's like a pride behind it. You know, right. This is an African country that wasn't colonized by white folks, and they turned out to be the most powerful nation on the planet.
Exactly.
They just had to hide themselves from the world.
Right. Just like white people can't find them, and then they'll be okay.
Yeah. So that's just a statement that it makes. But yeah, I mean, Blade was cool, but you know, that could have been anybody. That could have been any race.
First off, let's. Blade has become some kind of myth because everybody wants to see like Blade save the superhero movies. Blade was the movie that made Marvel was. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. First off, I remember when the commercials came out of Blade when it came out, they didn't even have the Marvel logo on there. Nobody even knew it was a superhero movie. Nobody even knew it was a comic movie. Nobody even knew it was a Marvel movie. They just saw Blade, Wesley Snipes dressing up as a vampire. They're like, okay, it's a vampire movie. Okay, I'll go see that shit. Nobody thought of it as a superhero movie. You didn't know it until like a year later when you saw him on the Spider-Man cartoon or some shit. You know, yeah. That's the only way you knew it.
If you got the soundtrack, it came with the little comic book. I don't know if anybody knew that. Did yeah, I had that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, but
I had a soundtrack.
But the thing is, another thing I want to say about Blade. Blade actually wasn't that big of a box office success when it came out. Like it became a cult classic like on HBO and VHS and shit like that. But actually in the actual theaters, it didn't knock the doors off. Like it made its money back and that's pretty much it. Like, you know, it didn't do anything major. It barely made more money than Spawn. Like everybody want to say, well, Blade is the first black superhero movie. Actually, no, Spawn beat it to the theater. So Spawn is technically the first black superhero movie if you want to really go there. And it actually did. And it only made like 50 million less than Blade, you know. So it was about what and what. And everybody looks at Spawn like it's shit, you know. But like I said, Blade was a better movie. I'll give you that. Blade was a better movie, but at the same time, it wasn't the movie that saved theaters. It wasn't the movie that saved comic book movies. It was just a movie that made.
Spawn wasn't really. I mean, as much as I wanted to like it, it really wasn't that cool.
Spawn sucked. I give you that. Spawn sucked. I'll tell you the exact reason why. Well, first off, John Leguizamo. Yeah, that's one reason. He's the main culprit.
That was bad.
And two, it was PG-13.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How you gonna make a PG-13 Spawn movie?
Yeah, pretty much, you know. And I own, like, and that's the thing. Yeah, I had it on tape because I so wanted to like it, and I made excuses. That's not that bad. And the effects are kind of cool, and blah, 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 blah. And I own the director's cut and the big, long interview that Todd McFarlane made about it at the end of the video and all this shit. And really wanted to like it, but deep down, I knew it sucked. You know?
Yeah, but it's one of the movies you want,
but that's
like,
all
because
we had back then. That's all we had.
Right, we don't have shit like we do now with all these movies coming out 6 years to like that. Like you get Spawn and that's it. Don't say shit else, just
I
enjoy.
probably would have said if there was a Justice League movie that came out back then, I probably would. It's all right.
You're gonna trick yourself into taking it.
Yeah, because we didn't have the shit. We were fighting for scraps, and that's what we had.
Okay. Oh, now I will say this: that I'm gonna go back to the reason why black people are boycotting Black Panther. Eli, I would probably say this is the biggest reason why black people are boycotting Black Panther. The ones that are boycotting Black Panther. Basically, what they're saying is that Marvel is pandering to black people with this movie and basically cashing in on blackness.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said also. Like, yeah, they are. I mean, what did you think?
We said that last year when they dropped the trailer during the NBA. Was it the basketball finals?
Exactly. Black people love basketball. So, of course, you dropping the NBA. Now, people are mad about that. Oh, you're going to play the Black Panther playoffs in the finals? Oh, that's stereotyping. That's racist. Like, no, that's good marketing.
Yeah.
Because all black people are going to watch the NBA finals.
We talked about it back then.
We talked about it back then. They pushed it back to Black History Month. Believe it or not, yes, February is Black History Month. They knew what they were doing. Yes, they're going like, ooh, guess what? We got a black screenwriter. Ooh, guess what? We got a black director. Ooh, guess what? Everybody's a black actor in this movie. Oh, guess what? We're going to drop it on Black History Month. So yes. I said it like I said, Eli, we both said it last year. Yes, we understand that Marvel is pandering to black people. That's okay. They want to maximize their money. What is wrong with that? How is that a bad thing? That they want to make money. Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that's why they make these movies, to make money.
At least, and I had a conversation on Geek Sabs last week about, about the pride that is going with Black Panther.
Yeah,
and at least, sure, Black Panther is a fictional character. He's from a fictional country. He was created by white folks. Stan Lee and Jack.
That's the other reason I was going to name.
Yeah, they are white dudes that created this fictional character and all that. But the legacy from beyond, just because it was created by white people, it was passed on to black folks. You had black writers take over the character and turn him into something cool. And now with this movie, it's a black people are directing it, they're making it, they're starring in it. They've made it their own. You know what I'm saying? So they've taken it back, which is because I had this conversation on Geek Savs, like, would this work for natives? I mean, because we automatically say, oh, that's cultural appropriation. A white person creating a native character, that would never fly in Indian country. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because this character resonated with black people for so long and they've made it their own. We natives just haven't had that character yet. I mean, I can't stand Warpath. I can't stand Benny Moonstar. I don't even know where her fucking powers is.
She's native. That's her powers.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Black Panther, it struck a chord with the black community, and the black community has taken the character over. And now you have this was it a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist,
right,
writing okay stories about him.
But at least they put him on there, to sell books. So yeah.
I mean, the black community has taken over this character. Yes, he was created by white folks, but black people took him over, and they've taken it back, and that's cool. I think that's awesome, and frankly, I'm kind of jealous.
Well, see, that's the thing. See, stuff like Black Panther open up the door. I mean, and it's not just for black people, just for diversity and all. Because the thing is, okay, yes, Black Panther was invented by white people. Yes, Eli, all of your native superheroes were invented by white people. And that's the thing. What the problem is, and that's the reason why we have lack of diversity in a lot of media already, comics, video games. We're going to talk about all stuff anyway like that, because you got to look who's behind the scenes making all this stuff. Now, once you get people behind the scenes, like, okay, once you start getting natives and more black people and whoever behind the scenes making this stuff, then you're going to see it. Then you're going to see it be more authentic. You're going to see it resonate with, with a wider audience.
Yeah.
Because you can tell when it's...
that's why Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan worked so well because you had a Muslim woman writing her.
Right.
And she was a modern day. It transcended because she became, it wasn't just a Muslim character. She was a teenager living in the city and dealing with what teenagers go through. She just happened to be Muslim and dealt with, that was part of her identity, but it was a universal like theme going on where everybody can relate to this character. And that's what it comes from. When you diversify the creators,
right.
There's a better, more accurate representation.
Right. Instead of you just cranking out, well, I'm gonna just crank out a native guy, I'm gonna just crank out a black chick and just call it a day. Like Brian Michael Bendis can't make everybody. Yeah. You have to give it to somebody else that, has something to, and I'm not knocking Brian Michael Bendis for that. Yes, he wrote some character. He pretty much, resurrected Luke Cage from obscurity. But at the same time, you do have to give these characters to other people. Like, honestly, I think that's why Riri Williams really hasn't taken off. I've read all of the Riri Williams comic books, and I'm sorry, she is a bland, lame character. And there's nothing to her. Well, if you give somebody else that, can make that character resonate, maybe somebody from that background, maybe she'll pop. Maybe she'll stand out, right now she doesn't.
Yeah. And I've read Red Wolf. Well, I tried reading Red Wolf. I gave him a few issues, and I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
Hey, I like the dog or the wolf. What was the wolf's name?
He don't have the dog no more.
What the fuck, man? That was the whole point of him.
Yeah, he's just got tomahawks and a ribbon shirt with fringes on.
He doesn't even have a dog. Damn, that was why I like the character.
Yeah.
Damn it, Marvel, you fucking up.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that it wasn't a native writing the character, and I didn't care about him.
Right, they probably watched a few westerns, with Kevin Costner and shit like that. Just do that.
Yeah, the kid at the last panel. Oh my God, an Indian flashing his fucking, his cell phone pic like he's finding the Loch Ness monster. Like, hey, I found a unicorn. That's what natives are. We're the fucking the Bigfoot of fucking races. If you see one, take a picture.
Take a picture before he gets away.
Yeah, no one will believe you saw one.
Use his native powers to get away. Oh shit! But yeah, that's why I say it's totally hysteria, because I was like, okay, you expect the alt-white right or the white nationalists to boycott against this movie, which I'm seeing those pop up left and right. But when I'm starting seeing black people boycott the movie, I'm like, okay, you are clearly misinformed on the shit you're doing right now. And all of these reasons I gave, like I said, they're dumb as hell.
Well, it's like, remember when Django came out and there was all that controversy over Django and people were boycott the toys, like all those figures came out, and they were boycotting the figures because they were slaves. Like you could play with a slave toy or whatever. Like come on, man. Like,
yeah. Can we talk about Django for a second? Because like I said, I have my own opinion about Django also, and it ties in everything we were just naming about. I think Django was just an excuse for Quentin Tarantino to just overuse the N-word 500 times in the movie. I think
he does that in every movie.
He does it every movie, but like Django, he just leaned into it. He was like, "Oh, I just get to say it all I want to now," and it kind of does feel like he overdid it a little bit, and it made it seem like the movie was less about an actual movie and just an excuse just for him to just spout racial slurs all day long. And I don't know. I liked Django at the time I saw it, but it's a movie that I'll never watch again, if that makes any sense. So.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That being said, about stupid shit like people boycotting Black Panther, something else happened with Black Panther, and I'm going to completely stop talking about Black Panther for the rest of this podcast. But I do want to mention this: that Eli, let me get the actual name for it. Let me see this. Okay, so the Black Panther album music from and inspired by was released last Friday. Eli, did you get a chance to listen to it?
I heard you posted it. I gave a little whirl of a little bit, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to see.
I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan, so I don't know. I'm sorry. I just his voice.
I just want to see. Man. I get it. I know some people say it's annoying, stuff like that. I like Kendrick Lamar. He's one of my favorite rappers right now. I just want to see if you listen to it. Now, like I said, I've been looking at other review sites and things like that, and I've been seeing what they've been saying about the album. They're saying, oh, it's a classic. Oh, it's going to be the best album of 18. Oh, we're going to get a Grammy and stuff like that. And I'm like, Okay. Here's the thing. Like I said, you're seeing classic, and Chris Lamar does it again over there. But at Outright Geekery has higher standards for hip hop. Sorry. Ryan Gomer has higher standards for hip hop on his website.
Well, there you go.
There you go. He may not know who Wu-Tang Clan is, but he has higher standards. So, like I said, when I listen to this album, and I'm just like, it's two ways I was listening to this album. One way I was listening to it is how does it fit into this Black Panther character that I've been reading all my life? Like, does this music fit with that character? Like, for instance, okay, like, you know the Superman theme song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know the Batman theme song, all of them, whatever. You know the Wonder Woman theme song. Now, when I listen to this Black Panther album music inspired, I'm like, okay, can I hear a Black Panther theme song, like Black Panther show up? That's his song. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't see how any of this music can relate to it, because when I listen to the album, it just felt like, now it's some good artists on there. There's some of the highest selling artists on it right now. But it felt like the music they was giving us was just music that just, oh, I got 16 tracks on my album. This is gonna be track 18. It's not gonna make the album. I'll give that to Kendrick Lamar. Let me just put it on there. And it just felt like B-side playlist shuffle mixtape stuff. That's what it sounded like. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was listenable. I didn't think it was anything that I could skip. But at the same time, it's just like, it's only about 3 or 4 songs in there that I really, would listen to more than once. Other than that, this is kind of just a whatever album. And that's the other side, that if I were just listening to it in my car as just a regular album, just listen to it. And I'm like, in that situation, it's okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because when they relaunched Black Panther year or two ago, whatever it was, and they had in the back, you had an interview with all these hip hop artists.
Yeah.
You had Run the Jewels, you had Czarface, you had the Flatbush Zombies, and what's that motherfucker from Minneapolis? POS. You had all these like hip hop artists like being interviewed in the back, talking about how all their nerd fandom shit and all that shit. I thought, oh, maybe they might have some of them guys on the record.
Right.
And I didn't see Czarface or
none of them are on there.
Zombies or
none of them are on there. It's the guys.
Run the Jewels. Was Run the Jewels on that shit?
No, Run the Jewels was not on there. It was like the same guys that are in the clubs. 2 Chainz, Future, those guys, the same guys you see on the radio in the club all the time. Those were the guys on the album. They were not talking about Black Panther at all. They did not mention Wakanda once. They were just talking about, killing people. They got the big booty strippers. I got a groupie pregnant. I'm like, what the fuck this got to do with Black Panther? Like, what the hell? So it's just like random shit you just hear on any other album. It was like, it wasn't tailor made to the Black Panther movie. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I read a bunch of comic books, and I'm like, does this fit the soundtrack of the comic books I'm reading? No, it doesn't. It's just like some just random shit. You're just out there. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like what the hell? I mean, the last Czarface album, they name dropped Ta-Nehisi Coates in a verse. Like,
right? Can you do that in the Black Panther soundtrack? Can you at least do that? Can you give us a song about Wakanda? Can you give us a song about Vibranium? None of that shit is mentioned. I don't want to hear about L.A. and Compton and how you gangbang. Like, what the fuck they got to do with Black Panther?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It made me worry for a second, Eli. It really made me worry. Because I was listening to this album and I was underwhelmed, but I was listening to everybody else praising this album from the top of the mountains. I'm like, okay, there's a disconnect going on right here. I mean, are we getting to the point that, remember I was talking about Hysteria? Are we getting to the point that we're just going to praise everything that comes out just because we want it to be good?
Yeah. Or maybe you're just too nerdy for this shit, man. Maybe this is the disconnect between the fans, and the general public. That are gonna, because remember, they're not depending on us nerds. They're depending on everybody. Marvel makes their money on non-fans.
Right, they get their money because they're gonna get our money regardless. It doesn't matter. Yeah. They don't care what we do. Chris Hemsworth doesn't take his shirt off in the trailer to get me to go see the movie. So I mean, maybe you can say it's the same, but like I said, I listen to these artists all the time. This is. All these artists on here, this is not their best work. They've all done better music. Kendrick Lamar is a great artist. His last album he made last year sound more like a Black Panther soundtrack than the album he gave us now. He could have just dropped that album, slapped Black Panther on it, and I would have been happy. Not this bullshit he's giving us now that he just seemed like he just cranked out. So I expected more. So what I'm thinking is that I'm hoping it's not a situation where people are just gonna, blindly just praise things because they don't want to, they want to save face in front of everybody. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. You would never hear a black person say OJ did it. Will not do it, and we can't even form the sentence of it. Because we want to save face. So I'm hoping it's not a situation like that also where we're just going to be like, okay, this is good. And we're just going to say it's good because we don't want to say anything bad about this movie because it makes us like we're not about the cause or we're this or we're that,
What's that joke that Chris Rock said? I was like, I get you a job, but you'd get fired and they wouldn't hire another black guy for another. Like, this movie better be good or that's it.
Right.
We ain't gonna get no other black superhero movies.
Right.
Marvel ain't gonna make no Black Panther 2.
Right. If the movie underwhelmed or mediocre. So, but at the same time, and I'm hoping the movie's not like that. We're gonna. Like, I'm not saying the movie's going to be bad, not going to be good, or like we're looking at a 97%, like people are freaking out of 90%. If the movie is 97%, let it be 97% or even drop down. We have to be objective about this movie. If the movie comes out and it is mediocre, we have to admit the movie is going to be mediocre. We can't be blind. We can't go in with blinders on and just say, oh, we're just going to slap a 5 out of 5 on the movie without even watching. No, we're going to watch this movie just like we do every other movie because that's at the end of the day. That's what it is. It is a movie based on a comic book. This is not reparations. This is not 40 Acres and a Mule. This movie will not free the slaves. This is a comic book movie.
Yeah, this isn't Spike Lee's Malcolm X.
Right. This is not that. This is not based on the true story of T'Challa.
Yeah, this is a character that was created by white guys, remember?
Right. That's why I'm saying
about a fictional country.
A fictional country, That's why I'm saying that the hype is becoming hysteria because people are freaking out a little bit too much. So let's bring it out. I'm glad people are excited. I'm excited, but let's bring it down a little bit. Let's bring it back to sanity levels at least. So, yes, this movie, let's be objective when we watch it. We can still praise the fact that the movie exists, that Marvel went out of their way to do all this stuff for the movie. But at the same time, we can't put blinders on. But at the same time, Eli, I will say this. As upset as I was about this soundtrack, I was relieved to find out that this is not the score of the movie. This isn't a Suicide Squad situation where all this poppy shit is going to be all through the movie and you're going to hear Eminem, and shit. It's not that. They actually have a real score. The guy is using African sounds to sound like the movie. So, okay, that makes it, but he's going to have an orchestral African sound in it. They haven't released it yet, but they're saying that's what the movie's going to sound like. These poppy songs you're hearing on this Black Panther soundtrack, they may be peppered in here and there, and that's about it, but that's not the score of the movie. So that made me, it's Ludwig von something. I don't know what his name is.
Just as long as we don't hear the lion sleeps tonight or whatever.
Disney loves to sneak shit in there. Like, what was that shit they put in Age of Ultron, that Pinocchio song?
Oh, yeah.
I got no strings on me. Like, Ant-Man.
I thought that was kind of cool, though.
But Ant-Man is a small world after all. That's another Disney song.
Did they? You know what? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but still, you're sneaking Disney shit in there. I don't even know where it's from. I just know it's some Disney shit, Moving past that, can we talk about some trailers?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Which one you talk about first?
Let's see. We might as well talk about good news or bad? What do we want to fuck?
Let's do good.
Okay, let's do good. Well, let's talk about Deadpool.
Okay. Like I said, Deadpool was awesome. They threw Justice League joke in there, so I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
The thing I really liked about it is that it was actually a lot of stuff in the trailer, but they went by it so fast you couldn't catch everything. Like,
I had to watch it a couple times to realize there's that shot of Deadpool squeezing Colossus's ass.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That flew over my head.
It's like a really quick shot. He's like hugging Colossus, but his hands are on his ass.
Now, they actually said they showed a picture of the X-Force in there.
Yeah, there's a shot of them in the helicopter or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw a group of people. I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, there's probably some weird mutants or some shit. I don't know. We'll know when it comes out. Cable looks fucking awesome, man. I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but yeah, Josh Brolin does. That's like when I picture Cable in the comic, that's what I imagine.
Yeah, it's like I was saying. It's like they finally made a proper Terminator sequel.
And that's all Cable was. That's all he ever was supposed to be. Rob Liefeld saw Terminator, just make him that shit. And here's another thing: when when they were shooting at Cable and he put his arm up. At first, I thought it was like some Winter Soldier shit. But he was blocking it with his arm, right? No, when I freeze framed it, he was using telekinesis.
Oh yeah. He's got some kind of psychic abilities.
Right.
Yeah,
so
we were talking about it on Geek Savs the other day. But he's the son of. Who the fuck is he the son of? I forgot now.
Cyclops. Yeah.
Cyclops. And some clone of Jean Grey. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I was never. I kind of I dropped Marvel like right as all that shit. My brother, he was all into all that shit, but I kind of
some of that X-Men shit. It just goes so far out there. You just kind of. Yeah. That's one of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting to the point the timeline is so fucked up. Cable is probably his own grandfather. So yeah, just fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like I said, awesome trailer. I am super duper hyped for that movie. It comes out in May also, right?
Yeah, a week before the Han Solo movie.
Fuck. Why are they doing this in May, man? That's what I don't understand. I wanted to space this shit out,
Yeah, it's like Infinity War, Han Solo, Deadpool, all in the same month.
Like, what the fuck, man? Because I wanted to see Infinity War like a couple times. Now I can't even do that because I gotta, watch these other movies. I mean, I even have the time or money to watch all that shit.
And then that's like con season starts. It's like I have to start saving money for all this shit.
Right. So, move ahead. Okay, before we move to the bad part, I guess we can go into did you see Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, like I said. I think I'm one of the only. I thought everybody loved Jessica Jones. I'm one of the only people that liked the Jessica Jones season 1. I really liked it. Kristen Ritter did her thing in there. Purple Man. I think to this day, I think he is the greatest Marvel villain they've made so far. That's just my opinion. So I'm interested in seeing what they do with season 2. Where they take it.
Yeah, I'm really liking her character. Like for me, she was the standout in Defenders.
Yeah.
I thought. Season 1 was cool. Sure, it does drag out like all those Marvel Netflix shows are about 2 or 3 episodes too long. But overall, I was really surprised. I never thought I'd get into her character, but I really like her character. And I'm hyped for this. Yeah, I can't wait. More so than I am for the new season of Punisher.
Yeah, I think we were too hard on. I'm not gonna say we were too hard on it, but we were harder on Punisher than a lot of other people were. I put it like that.
Yeah, I just had to because that was like the whole hype versus what you were just talking about with
Hysteria and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Jessica Jones a little more because I found out some interesting shit about Jessica Jones I didn't know why Bendis made her.
Okay.
Yeah, I just realized, I just found this shit over here. Supposedly Jessica Jones was really supposed to be Spider-Woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, Spider-Woman from the comic. Because Spider-Woman's name in the comics is Jessica Drew. And she's a private detective. And she actually has similar powers like Jessica Jones has. She can fly, super strong, and bullshit like that, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing was, Marvel saw the direction they were going to take Jessica Jones. And they were like, no, they were gonna take Jessica Drew down. They were like, no, you gotta make your own character. You can't take Spider-Woman and
because she was on the Max. She was on the Max run. Wasn't she?
Right, the Max run was, no, you can't do Spider-Woman like that. You gotta make her own character. So basically, what he made is Jessica Jones, but he kind of gave her the same sort of kind of backstory because that's why he wrote it in that she had a crush on Spider-Man and grew up with Spider-Man and same high schools like that to give him kind of some kind of connection. That's the reason when Bendis made his Avengers run, he put Spider-Woman on that team. Okay. And he even threw a little Easter egg in there too because, in the new Jessica Jones run Bendis is doing, Spider-Woman shows up, but Spider-Woman looks exactly like Kristen Ritter does on the Netflix show.
Yeah, okay.
So he made it all come full circle shit like this. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hopefully, I don't know. Both of those characters don't need to run around. One of them need to do something to combine them and combobulate them or some shit like that. Anyway, next trailer we got. What? Oh shit, we only got one trailer left, don't we?
Yeah, the shitty one.
Oh shit!
I only watched it once. I only watched it once.
I forgot about it.
And right when I woke up too. I woke up and took my piss and jumped on my phone and was eating my cereal. And
for those that don't know,
we're posting it.
Yeah, for those that don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about Venom, the shitty one. That's when we watched the trailer. We're like, okay, that was uneventful. Especially when you had like awesome trailers back to back, like the Mission Impossible trailer. Did you ever see that one?
I didn't watch that one.
I went back and watched it. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Tom Cruise doing some old crazy shit, hanging off a plane and shit. Still looks awesome because he's really doing that shit.
Yeah, he's trying to he's the white Jackie Chan now.
Yeah, he can only do that shit for so. Yeah, and he's getting fucked up like Jackie Chan too.
Yeah. I saw the footage where he broke his foot.
Yeah, I mean they showed this shit like last year sometime. I guess he just released it to public, stuff like that. But yeah, that was cool. But as far as this Venom trailer, it just looks up like.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Venom.
We're talking about Venom. Yeah, we gotta go. We stay on target. Yeah, we gotta talk about Venom because it was such an uneventful trailer. Like I said, we don't even want to talk about the shit because it just seems so boring.
Is he supposed to be Eddie Brock?
Yeah, he's supposed to be Eddie Brock. They confirmed it. Yeah.
I didn't recognize anything. There was nothing in that trailer that made me identify as this coming from Venom or Spider-Man or any of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because they didn't show any Venom shit,
Yeah, he's like he's narrating, he's talking, he's not a photographer. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was nothing in it that made me say, "Oh, hey, that's Venom." Or I recognize. There was nothing I recognized.
It just looked like just a generic ass trailer. Just like, okay, he's on a motorbike running from guys, running through the woods. He's like strapped in like we've seen this movie 1,000 times. I don't even know what the fuck it is.
They got some black oil in a petri dish or whatever. Scientists are doing some science chemistry shit with the black stuff. I mean, I suppose that was the symbiote, but
you know what? When I see shit like that, it makes me think like, damn, maybe the shit we read was kind of lame. Like, maybe it wasn't as good as we thought it was,
Well, yeah. And honestly, I stopped giving a shit about when they made Venom like a hero or started giving him his own series. Right. I stopped reading. I gave it
fuck this. I'm out.
I gave it a whirl. And I just, my brother was all into Venom, and I picked up a few of his comics and like looked at him like, I don't want Venom to be a good guy. Fuck this shit.
But see, the 90s was crazy like that. They did Venom like that. They did Sabretooth like that. Sabretooth joined the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like Juggernaut joined the X-Men. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And so it just became too crazy around the time. They were just throwing shit at the wall and just see what sticks,
We all need anti-heroes now.
Right. Like, no, we want villains. Keep a villain a villain. That's what we want,
Yeah, that's why I liked them.
Because so...
He's not fighting my favorite hero. I don't give a shit anymore.
Here's the thing, Eli. I'm glad this movie's coming out. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah. You probably know what I'm gonna say, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Because the movie's gonna flop. We know that. Sony's gonna bleed money, and they're gonna have to sell.
Yeah.
So that may be a good thing, a bad thing. Who knows? So they're gonna sell. Disney's gonna gobble them up. Disney will own PlayStation, and we'll have the New World Order.
And I thought, that's the thing, is I thought this was supposed to be a rated R horror movie. Like, that was the rumor that was going around when they said they were going to make the Venom movie. It was going to be rated R.
I thought that's still on the table. I thought that's still on the table,
But now they're taking storylines from the Space Knight or whatever series.
Rom?
No, what's that one where didn't Flash go to space?
That shit. Yeah, he became a Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, are they doing that now? That's what I heard. Or maybe I'm mistaken.
Agent Venom.
Something, yeah. That's what I thought. Shit. I don't know. That was maybe I'm wrong.
Sony will find a way to fuck up some shit.
They're saying Lethal Protector.
Yeah.
And they named another storyline. I thought it was one of them space stories. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't read a Venom book. I mean, if he's a bad guy fighting Spider-Man, yes, but I'm not going to read a Venom book. I'm not going to do that. Then they say they don't even know if Spider-Man is going to show up in the movie. He may be there, may not be there. I don't know. So,
yeah.
Venom looked like it. And that movie comes out this year. That's going to be interesting. So, anyway, what else we got? Okay, can we move to the video game section?
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit. Did you
Okay.
drop your something?
No, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're just kind of muffled.
Okay. Well, what about now?
No, you're still muffled.
Shit. Okay. Now? Can you hear me now?
Still muffled.
Fuck. Okay. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna just keep.
Go. Wait.
Oh, come back. I didn't even do anything. I just.
Oh wait.
I went back out.
Speak.
Okay.
Now you're good.
I'm good. I don't know. I didn't even do anything. I just sat there. Anyway, moving on to the video game section. Like I said, we before we get to the heavy shit, I want to get to the nice shit. Okay. So Eli, they have released, and I know you don't give a shit about this, but they released the Evo lineup. Now,
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I figured you didn't. What Evo is that around like June, July, something like that, they released this basically Super Bowl for nerds. For nerds that like fighting games. So what they do, they have like the top fighting games, and they release them, and people play them, and they win money. You can win up like $50,000. They even show it on ESPN. They've shown on ESPN for like the last 3 years. And they, it's in Las Vegas. They ran out the Mandalay Bay. It's on ESPN. I love it because on Twitter, you see people freaking out. What the fuck are these fat ass Asian nerds on here playing? I want to watch some football, But hey, they playing Street Fighter. so just gonna name some games we have. We have Tekken 7. We have Super Smash Brothers Wii U for some reason. Street Fighter 5, which is like a game I play all the time. One of those Guilty Gear games, don't know. One of those Blaze Blue games, I don't know. They're like some anime shit, whatever. Another Super Smash Brothers game. This is the one that was on, I think, GameCube or some shit. I can't remember. It's like a 10-year-old Smash Brothers game. Injustice. Injustice made it.
Okay.
Yeah. And the last but not least, the new entry is Dragon Ball Z Fighters. That game. So that's going to be in there also.
That newest one?
The newest one. So that's in there also. But notice the game. Yeah.
Do you have that game?
I do not. I was waiting till Friday when I get paid to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up. I'm hearing some really, really good things about it. And I'm going to check out the Twitch stream. Like I said, if you listen to the Twitch stream now, I will have it then. So check it out then. But notice a game I didn't name.
Was it the Marvel vs. Capcom?
Marvel vs. Capcom. I didn't name it. So it is not going to make Evo. People are freaking out. They're saying, oh, Marvel vs. Capcom is dead. Marvel is dead. Because
I practiced all these moves for nothing.
Right. No, you're not going to get paid for it. Now you're just playing for no reason. Because they're saying the game sales are kind of, Look, it was just, the game was fucked to begin with. It just really was. I mean, it seemed like it's a worse game than the last game that came out with, even though it's on a newer system with less characters, less introduced characters, less moves, shitty story. And that's the thing I like about the people that buy fighting games versus like people that buy sports games, people that buy shooting games. Like the people that buy sports and shooting games, they buy the same fucking game over a year. They complain about the shit, but still buy the shit. Like, how you can complain about Call of Duty every year and you buy this shit? How you expect them changing the thing? Meanwhile, with these fighting games, if you make a shit game, they're going to let you know that shit is not going to sell. You're going to go out of business. That's going to be it for that shit. We're not just going to buy the shit just because you stamp your name on it. That's going to be it. So, Marvel's Capcom, get your shit together. And as far as I know, like that Marvel's Capcom, like, franchise is probably dead at this point. Like, you probably won't see another one after that. So, that being said, can we move on to the heavy shit in the video game section?
Get heavy?
Yeah, let's get heavy. So, like I said, we've been talking about diversity the whole time. Like I said, we have new diversity coming out in movies, new diversity coming out in comic books, new diversity coming out, blah, 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 whatever. Now, people are complaining that video games have a diversity problem. They're saying there's way too many, straight white males, but the people that play video games, don't reflect that. Like, everybody's not a bald head white space marine, Eli, do you think there's a problem in diversity in video games, anything like that, or?
I guess I don't think it's a. I mean, I'm sure it's there. Did I think it was? Does it bug me? No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it. Like, for instance, if I'm playing a game like Witcher or some shit like that, or Elder Scrolls, I don't expect black people to be there. I expect to see Norwegian. Dudes in the game or whatever like that. And I'm fine with that. I got a problem with that. And the funny thing about it, like, take a first-person shooter, for instance. Now, Eli, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. Whenever I play, like, a first-person shooter, I always, in my mind, the guy is black. You know, especially if they don't
Okay.
show you what the guy looks like Call of Duty. If I'm playing Call of Duty and they don't show me what the guy looks like, in my mind, I'm playing as a black guy. I'll give you an example. Have you played Halo?
I've played Halo, yeah.
Okay, well, you're at least familiar with it. Okay, in my mind, the main guy, Halo, you know, Master Chief, I've always thought he was a black guy.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, first off, like the Halo mission and the main base is in Africa. You know, like his commanding officer is black. It's like another person on the team is black, stuff like that. So I just, in my mind, the guy's black. Until somebody tells me he's not, I've always thought he was black. And that's just, I just imagine playing through the games like that. Now, arguing with some nerd online, so like they were like, well, in the comic book that came out 2 years ago, they revealed his race. I'm like, what the fuck even tell me that shit? You know, just let me imagine what the fuck I want to imagine. I'm good with that, you know. And I'm like that in every, you know, first person shooter game. Like in GoldenEye, James Bond, fuck it. He's a black guy, you know. Turok Dinosaur, yeah, Turok Dinosaur Hunter, fuck it, he's black. I don't give a fuck. So that's how I always imagine, you know. But
that's why I refuse to play. I refuse to play Turok because
that was a fun ass game. I get it. I get it why you don't. I'm just saying it was a fun ass game. That's all I'm saying.
And my brother was all into that shit too, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was all, you know, being all Chuck D on him and shit. You know,
you're not down for the cause.
What the Indians hunting dinosaurs? It's like, what the fuck? We go extinct with them?
Oh man. But like I said, there's no diversity problem. But yeah, I mean, it's just like this. They're gonna make the games for the people they're gonna make the games for. Like Nathan Drake, let him be a white dude. I don't care. You know, if he's a black dude, will I play the game? Will it change it any different? Maybe it will, but I'm fine playing as them. So make these games however they want to make them. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna have a bunch of, you know, custom created players anyway. I'm gonna make the blue black anyway. So whatever. Do what you want to do. You move past that.
Yeah. Sure.
Cool. Can we move on to the moneymaker part of the section?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like I said, since we call the comic book bullies, we like to talk about comic books here, at least when we can and we try to. And that's what we're going to do here. So, Eli, I'm going to let you go first and do whatever book you want to. I think the book you're going to do, I'm going to lead into it with another book. You know.
Maybe. Okay. Should I just do, because I only read, well, I only got, one of my picks, I only got the one DC book as far as the big two. And then, I mean, I guess I could start with that one, and I got a couple indie books that I can mention.
Yeah, so we can start with the DC book.
All right, I got Batman number 40.
Okay.
And this continues the Gentleman story arc where Batman and Wonder Woman have been called by the Gentleman to go to that other realm to help fight that demon horde that he has been constantly having to battle for eternity. Mm-hmm. They made that deal. And so the Gentleman basically comes over to the regular universe to go visit his wife, and Batman and Wonder Woman take his place while he's gone fighting the demon horde. Problem is, time moves differently in that universe. 1 minute is equal to like a year in that alternate universe. So the longer, he's only there, the Gentleman is only here for like a couple hours, but it's like decades have gone by in the other universe where Batman and Wonder Woman are constantly battling this demon horde. So the Gentleman is it picks up right after the last issue left off, where you saw Wonder Woman and Batman kind of taking a break during one of their battles, and they are giving into temptation. You know, they've been gone a decade, at least 10 years. Just them two together fighting and battling these demons, and they lean in to kiss each other. And then it says to be continued. Well, it picks up right after that, and right before their lips touch, they stop. So they don't actually kiss.
Oh.
They're about to. They're about to. And basically Diana says, you know, hey, I know you have a good woman. I know she loves you. I know you love her. You know, the reason why she loves you is because you're good. Then be good.
Gay.
Then they stop. Yep. So blue balls right there. And it just cuts back and forth between, you know, them fighting and a gentleman being escorted around town with Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's like, when she learns, like, hey, the longer you stay, the longer it's like years are going by. So she knows that Batman is gone for decades. So she's like, will you frickin' hurry the fuck up and go see your wife? Because that's what he's there to do. He's there to see his wife,
right?
You know, because he hasn't seen her in eons, what feels to him like eons,
right?
So he goes and takes her to see his wife, and you know, and then she sees him, and she's kind of like, she then understands what the gentleman is going through. Catwoman does that, you know, what he's sacrificing, you know. So they finally go back and, you know, open the doorway, and they come back, and she's you know, you know, her and Bruce are back together again, and she even asks him, it's like, were you bad? And he goes, well, I wasn't that good either. And he says, well, you know, you'll try harder. And she's like, next time that motherfucker comes over here and you have to go, I'm going with you.
Hey, Catwoman might want to join in, you know.
Yeah. So it's so she's one of them ride or die chicks. So,
like I said, these women need to stop leaving their men with Wonder Woman. That's what needs to stop happening. All right. So yeah. Anything else happened in the book, or?
It was nice. It was a nice read. I mean, it was kind of cool. I mean, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. It did have a romantic theme going on. So
yeah, with Batman almost cheating on his fiance. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then realizing how, you know, or at least Wonder Woman basically says no.
Now that is fiction. That is fiction. That's more fiction than Krypton, and you're not going to be 10 years with Wonder Woman and not do something.
Yeah.
Okay, how much willpower Batman has.
Yeah, there's like at least 2-3 good pages of them all snuggling together, all ready to do it and shit. And then they finally, you know, she starts talking about Steve Trevor and what the good she saw in him. And then she's like, that's what Catwoman sees in you. So be a good man. And then they back off.
Yeah, and, you know, whatever. Then next off-screen panel, they jump each other bones. Whatever. All right. So what do you give it score-wise?
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It was fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I like the last issue before that. I get a chance to read this one, but I like that last issue before that one. So yeah, glad. So like I said, since we're keeping a Batman theme, I'm going to do another Batman book. I'm going to do Batman the White Knight. I think I'm saying this right. Batman White Knight. And this is Batman White Knight number 5. And Eli, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my favorite like storyline going on right now in comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have not read this. I'm reading so many Batman books that that's one I haven't picked up yet.
Right. So. This is a really, really, really good book. They just put a whole new spin on trying to see how I can, cause like I said, this is the 5th book in the issue. So it's a lot of shit that happened in this book. And it's an Elseworld story. So it's separate. Matter of fact, it's like an Elseworld story of Gotham, I think set like in the 80s or some shit, you know. Nothing to do with the regular storyline like that. But anyway, kind of give you a backstory of what's going on right now. Basically, the Joker is cured. He's a regular guy now, and his name is Jack Napier. He's just regular ass Jack Napier. And now he's running for council. He's running as councilman, and what the platform he's running on is that vigilantes need to stop because he's basically pointing at all the bad shit Batman's been doing. That Batman's causing all this damage. Batman hasn't really solved anything. All the superheroes are popping up because of him. That's the reason he went crazy. You know, the Joker. So he's flipped the script. So basically, it's almost like Joker is the good guy and Batman is the bad guy. That's how the story is trying to paint it. So basically, what's going on? That's what's going on there. Going on with the story. We're setting it. Batman is having, you know, an investigation at the Mad Hatter's, you know, base because like some super criminals had popped up all over the place. Batgirl and Nightwing show up, you know, to meet him at the place, you know, to investigate. And he's finding, you know, some clay at Mad Hatter's base. So we're like, okay, Clayface has something to do with the shit that's going on right here. Because like, and Nightwing and Batgirl are like, stop, Bruce, we're not here for that shit. Whatever. Look, Jack Napier has started a task force with the police officer, and they recruited us. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah. And Gordon told us to come here to talk to you because we want you to recruit us also. And Batman's like, hold on. So you came here to stop me from investigating the crime scene because you want me to work for the Joker. Like, you all are out of your fucking minds. That's basically what he's saying right there. He like, and Nightwing goes to his face like, Bruce, stop being a dumbass. Stop being so hard-headed and stubborn. Joker's doing good for the city right now. And basically Bruce comes back in like, oh, that you want to believe that, don't you? You want Joker to win. You want Joker to be the right. Just because if Joker is right and you're on his side, that makes you better than me, huh, Nightwing? He was like, Nightwing fires back at him. He was like, no, Joker has already won. And if you don't get on the side that Joker's on right now, then it makes you look like a dumbass because the city is moving forward and he's changing the city. And you don't want Joker to win because if he is a good guy and the city loves him more than you, then that means everything you're doing don't mean shit. That means this campaign that you're doing with your dead parents don't mean anything. And Bruce just looks at him like and just balls his fist up and gets ready to swing at Nightwing. Somehow he missed. Somehow, they get into a fight. But Barbara breaks the fight up. She's like, no, you need to stop fighting because Joker is going to take over the city. But he's doing it in the way he's supposed to do it. He's being legally doing it. And we're all going to work for him. So, Bruce, make your mind up because we're going to work with Gordon and the Joker. And if you don't make your mind up, the city is going to turn on you. Because everybody didn't like the shit you're doing right now. So he leaves them. He goes to find more clues because he's still on the Mad Hatter case and shit like that. So he goes to talk to Harley Quinn. He was like, Harley Quinn, I know everything that's going on right now. I know the Mad Hatter has taken over every bad guy in the city. And I know the Joker has put him up to it. But what the Joker didn't know what was going on is that it's another Harley Quinn running around, his new Harley Quinn running around that's even more crazier than the Joker ever was. She's teamed up with the Mad Hatter. They're controlling the bad guys, and you need to help me out before this shit gets too out of hand. He was like, first off, stop calling him the Joker. His name is Jack Napier. He has changed. He's not the same guy he was before. There's a new era going on right now, and until you get that through your head, Batman, you're going to be on the losing end of this because the city is moving in a new direction. And you're going to lose unless you team up with him. Batman gets mad, starts kicking shit. Like, I must be the only sane person here. Everybody thinking the Joker is the smart person going on. So he gets pissed off and leaving shit like that. Back at Wayne Manor, like I said, the other Harley Quinn is now the new Joker. She's Joker, and she's teamed up with Mad Hatter. And we were like, Wayne Manor.
Is she evil then?
Oh yeah, super emo.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got on like the Joker face paint and shit like that,
Okay.
Yeah. So they've teamed up and that's like, we need to get some dirt on Bruce Wayne because we know there's some dirty shit going on with all these 1%ers going on right here. And we know if we go in there and get some shit from Bruce Wayne, we can have some real dirt and take this whole city down. Because all this shit is bullshit. There's no reason that Batman fights all the bad guys in the inner city and never touches any of the top guys. Something's not right about that. So they sneak in there, sneak into Wayne Manor. They find two things. They find like a blueprint of an underground tunnel or some shit that Mr. Freeze was building. They find it in Wayne Manor, and they also find some pictures. They don't say what the pictures are, but they were like, okay, oh shit, look at these pictures. Oh shit, once these pictures get out, Wayne is done. That's what they're basically like. Bruce Wayne is done. So, but Batman hears them because, he got alarms and shit on there. But he actually sneaks up on him, but he sneaks up on him as Bruce Wayne, holding like a liquor bottle in his hand, pink robe. Oh, what the hell are you doing in my house? Intruder, intruder. So they think he's going to call the police. So they just take off running. They just leave the mansion and shit like that. When they leave out, the police show up, because he called the police. And out of the police car hops out is Nightwing because he works with the police office now. He works with Gotham PD. And Nightwing tells Bruce, don't worry about this. And he's in the car with Bullock. He's in the car with Harvey Bullock. He was like, don't worry, we got this. We're going to go after Harley and Mad Hatter. We're going to catch him. Bruce, please just stay out of this. You're just going to make shit worse if you get into it. Bruce like, okay. And then they hopping back in the police car and drive off. So they drive off. Bruce changes to his Batman outfit. And so now Harley Quinn is going down the road with Mad Hatter in this van trying to get away. But the thing is, the Joker's task force, he put $3 billion into the police department, in the Gotham PD. Gave everybody new, like, super armor. Gave them everybody Batmobiles. So now they're all bulletproof, razor-proof, fireproof. They can't be hurt. And everybody pretty much got Kevlar armor just as tough as Batman is. And it's like about, like, 10 Batmobiles supercharged chasing down Harley down the bridge. They're like, oh shit, where all these Batmobiles come from? It's like Nightwing, and remember Duke Signal, whatever like that. He's there. Batgirl's there. Montoya's there. Harvey Bullock's there, and they're chasing down stuff like that. And they're catching the bad guys. Like she's sending all the Gotham dudes after him, and they catch him. And Gordon's like, oh shit, this might actually work. Like Joker and Gordon are in the helicopter watching this shit, and they're catching them. But before they can catch them, the real Batmobile shows out of nowhere and hops the bridge and starts smashing into everybody and shit like that. Like, what the fuck going on? So the Batmobile rams into Harley's van. Both the Batmobile and Harley's van fly off the edge of the bridge, land onto a freighter down at the bottom of the bridge, blows up the freighter. The freighter careens, runs into the bridge, and collapses the entire bridge. Just blows up all kind of shit. While Batman is grabbing on the Harley, like, what did you steal from Wayne? What did you steal from Wayne? And but they get away before they get away. But Batman is able to get the hands on the pictures. The picture that he sees is Mr. Freeze's father. Mr. Freeze's father is a Nazi, and he's shaking hands with the Waynes. They're like, what the fuck is going on with this? The Waynes had something to do with the Nazis? So he goes to Mr. Freeze's place. Mr. Freeze, like 55 years old, some shit like that. And he slams the picture down on the table. He like, start talking now. And then Mr. Freeze looks at Batman. He was like, well, the Waynes love their secrets. Don't they, Mr. Wayne? And he just says like that. And, Bert like, what the fuck? Like he didn't know, he knew who he was. Then they cut back to Harley Quinn, like the crazy Harley Quinn, Neo, Joker, and Mad Hatter. They get away and they got the blueprint to this underground base, and they find Mr. Freeze's, like, remember that freeze gun he had in the movie Batman and Robin?
Okay, yeah.
They find that gun. Yeah, and that's how it ends. They're like, yeah, we're going to bring the city to his knees, because she just wants to just blow up the fucking city. She thinks if she blows up the city, Joker will... We know Jack Napier will stop being crazy and go back to being Joker. So that's all she wants. She just wants the Joker back. That's all. So she thinks she blow up the city, he'll come back. But that's how the book ends. I know it's long-winded because there's actually a lot of shit I left off in this story. But it's a whole lot of intrigue going on right there. They found a whole lot of corruption, and the politicians are fucking up shit. And it really does make Batman look like a dumbass. This isn't the Batman that we normally do, because this Batman is just reckless, violent, doesn't care about casting and shit like that. Meanwhile, the Joker is exposing the hypocrisy of Batman, and it's interesting. It's like, I don't know if Joker, you don't know if Joker is a good guy, or he's just playing everybody, or what's going to happen. So I'm interested in seeing where the story goes.
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta check this out, man.
Yeah, start with, like I said,
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of good stuff going on in the story, and I'm just interested in seeing what direction it goes now, because you really don't know. You don't even know who's the good guy or the bad guy in the story. So. Yeah, but I'll let you go next. Oh, yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I give it a real 4.5 out of 5 because, like I said, it were stronger stories, like in the other issues, but this story was still a strong issue also, and I'm just interested in where it goes. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go with one of my indie books. I read a book called Death of Love. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Okay. So this is by Image, coming out of Image. It's a horror comedy, I guess. Writer is Justin Jordan. Mm-hmm. He's done Spread, and if you ever read Spread, it's fucking awesome. It's another horror comic, kind of reminiscent of The Thing by John Carpenter. But so it's Justin Jordan writing it. Artists are Donell DeLay and Omar Estevez. Mm-hmm. And this is basically about a guy who's kind of yearning for romance. He's dating. He's on the dating scene. He's getting rejected and kind of losing hope and finding true love. So one night he's at a bar with his buddies, and he meets this stranger who sells him this pill that says it will help him. It will make him find love. It'll help him find love. For sure. Sure thing to find love. So he takes this pill, and it starts giving him like these visions of those demonic cupids. Those little cupids with the arrows and the wings that shoot. A bunch of those start appearing around everybody and attacking everybody. And so he starts killing them. He goes on like this murderous rampage with a chainsaw to kill these things. So that's like the end of the first book. And it's kind of told, it opens up where he's like killing these demon cupids, and then it goes into the flashbacks. So it was a lot of fun. It's a total like dark romantic horror comedy. It's told in flashbacks, and it's just setting up this kind of crazy zany tale. The art is really bright and cartoony. Blood is very, it relishes in the gore. So if you're a horror fan, you get into it like Tales from the Crypt type shit. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun. If you're into horror, check it out. I had a good time. It's number 1 just in time for Valentine's Day coming out. So I give it a 4 out of 5. It was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. That was short. Okay. Let me see. I got next one. We're gonna do our weekly Avengers thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm gonna keep up with the story at least, and to see where it's going, and it started to unfold and unravel stuff like that. So like I said, this is Avengers. I think it's 679. I don't know, some shit. It'll be in there. Basically, what happened last time, if you noticed, like I said, okay, you got the Grandmaster, who, like I said, the big bad of the story right now, and the guy he's facing against, to do this challenge is called the Challenger. Is what he call himself, is the Challenger. Some big Hulk-looking space alien-looking dude, shit like that. And they fought. And they were like, oh, the game is kind of fucked up. I mean, we need to check the rule books like that, because what happened was last time Human Torch touched the pyramid, and when he touched the pyramid, he actually took a point from one of the Lethal Legion and the Black Order. The humans weren't supposed to touch the shit at all. So doing that, it threw off the game. So, but Human Torch didn't die, even though everybody think he died. He didn't die. He actually got put on the Grandmaster's ship and got made as a trophy. And so Rogue is like, look, I'm sick of this shit. Every time I keep telling somebody to do something, they don't listen to what I'm doing. Falcon don't know what the fuck he doing. Sunspot don't know what the fuck he doing. I'm not cut out for this Avengers shit. I'm just doing what the fuck I want to do now. She gets pissed off, shit like this, starts getting mad and stuff like that. Basically because everybody thinks Human Torch has died, so the teams are just getting pissed off, stuff like that. But then we cut back to the Grandmaster and start finding out more about this story. Like the Challenger is like, okay, the game is all fucked up. Like, yeah, the game is supposed to be fucked up because, like I said, we did it on Earth. The reason I decided to put the game on Earth is because they're the only world ever to stop Galactus from eating them. And I didn't know that. Apparently, we're the only ones that ever did that shit. Everybody else, it'll just eat the fuck out of them, and that's it. So that's why he decided to make it interesting. So yeah, some shit might happen, and some of the Avengers might show up and get in the way. But that's the whole part of the game. You're like, don't you tell me the rules of the game? I know the rules of the game. Oh, like I didn't mean to anger you. And then the Challenger grabs the Grandmaster and holds him up in the air. The reason I know the rules of the game because you stole my name from me. So apparently the Challenger is actually the original Grandmaster. So he's another one of the brothers, like the Elder Universe, like the Collector and shit like that. So they're all brothers and shit. So apparently they go to the backstory of how these two, used to, hang out and all. So like all they did was just play games all day. That's all they ever did is just game. He called himself the Grandmaster, like the big alien dude, but the Grandmaster called himself like the gamesman or the competitor or some shit like that, whatever like that. And then one day they just made this big game. I was like, tell you what, since we do this game all the time, let's make an ultimate bet. Whoever wins this game calls it the Grandmaster, and the loser is banished from reality. Like, deal. Okay, so they play the game, and of course who wins. The guy we know as the Grandmaster wins, and the other one is erased from existence. And he can't come back at all. But apparently, I guess, doing the Secret War bullshit where Dr. Doom became God and shit, he rewrote the rules of reality, and somehow this guy was able to come back. So that's why he's back now. And they're saying that now that I'm back, I'm going to fight to get my name back as the Grandmaster. And if I win, your ass is gone. You got to be banished from reality. They're like, but wait a minute, but you're down a man because, like I said, the Human Torch didn't count for me. That was just a piece. And the Black Dwarf or the Small Dwarf or the Giant Dwarf, whatever his name is, that was one of your guys. So you're down a guy. They're like, oh, I'm not down a guy. I got a ringer. I got a sub. And then they go to New Mexico and they go in this cave, and all you hear is somebody just saying, "Help me!" And that's the book. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't know who it is?
No, you don't know. You don't know who it is. It's just like a green flicker or something like that, but you don't know who he is. So it's somebody in New Mexico. That's all I know.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Is it the Hulk?
I was wondering, was it Cho or somebody?
I don't know. It is maybe they could, like I said, the Hulk is in New Mexico a lot of times. So, but isn't he like in space or Planet Hulk or some shit right now?
I don't know. I'm not reading that.
I'm not reading that shit either. I don't know.
Amadeus Cho in space, or the Hulk, Planet Hulk or whatever. I ain't reading that.
I guarantee you. I think we just spoiled the. I guarantee it's Bruce Banner. We just spoiled the ending. We just spoiled the ending right there. We'll place your bets and see who it is, but I guarantee it's Bruce Banner. But yeah, that's all I got. I give the book 3 out of 5. I mean, the only reason I'm sticking with it because I've already invested something. I'm just trying to see where it's going. That's all. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just realized that my next book is an advanced copy, and I'm not supposed to talk about it for like another week.
Don't worry. Talk about it. Let it be Ryan's problem.
Okay, you ready? Okay, fine. I can. I will. I mean, I want to talk about it. I can go off on just letting you know I got a lot to say about this.
Okay. Fuck it. Go for it.
Okay, I have Pumpkinhead #1 by Dynamite Comics.
Pumpkinhead #1. Okay.
Pumpkinhead. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Pumpkinhead. It's a horror movie. I know you're not a horror guy, so but this is one of my favorite horror movies. Favorite movies. Love this movie ever since I saw it. I used to read Fangoria when I was a kid, and that's where I first saw it. You know, it was like a year. Fangoria was like the internet for like horror fans back then, because we didn't have the internet. I got all my horror news from Fangoria. And I remember reading about this movie like a year before it even hit the theaters. So I was waiting for it. I eventually saw it. It's just been one of my favorite flicks of all time. It has Lance Henriksen in it. It was directed by Stan Winston. I think it's the only movie he ever directed. Stan Winston, as you know, he used to do all the special effects.
Right, for everybody, like Predator and...
Yeah. Aliens, Terminator.
Yeah.
He worked a lot with James Cameron. The Jurassic Park dinosaurs, all that shit. Stan Winston was special effects grandmaster. It was one of his first. I think, like I said, it's the only movie I think he directed, and of course he created this creature Pumpkinhead. Now, this, for those who don't know the story of Pumpkinhead, it's basically this tale of these rednecks in the backwoods who conjure up this demon. It's a demon of vengeance. If something is done wrong to you, you can go to this witch who lives in the backwoods in the Cajun country or whatever. Maybe by you. Maybe it takes place where you live, Leroy, in the South.
Okay.
Somewhere down there.
Somewhere down here.
Somewhere in the swamps and the bayou and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not quite that far down, but I've been to those areas before. So
yeah, so they go. There's like this witch named as Haggis who lives out in the backwoods, and if you want revenge, you go to her, and she conjures up this demon called Pumpkinhead that goes and basically gets revenge for you, and nothing can stop it until everybody you marked is dead. And in this movie, Lance Henriksen, his son, dies. He's run over by these college kids, accidentally run over by this dude on a motorcycle. They're a bunch of partying college kids. He swears revenge on him, and then the monster goes and gets these kids. Great fucking flick. I loved it. The creature design is awesome. I actually met Lance Henriksen at a con a couple years ago, horror con.
Okay, now who is this guy again?
Lance Henriksen. He was in Terminator. He was Bishop in Aliens.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I know you. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. He's one of those main character actors who's been in a bunch of genre movies, along with Bill Paxton. Near Dark. He was. That's another great vampire movie, arguably the best vampire movie ever made. He was in that. But I met him at a con. Now, when I ordered Pumpkinhead on Blu-ray, I ordered the advanced collector's edition.
Okay.
And when it came, I got a limited edition poster with it. And when the con came and I knew Lance Henriksen was going to be there, I went to that con, I met him, and he signed my poster. And now that poster is framed on my wall.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah, and he was really excited to see it because mostly people were there to see him, asking him about aliens or Near Dark. So when he saw, not a lot of people were asking him. I was probably one of the few people who asked him about Pumpkinhead, and I showed him this poster, and he's like, "Whoa, where'd you get this?" And so he actually took time to talk to me. He actually,
because you asked a different question, right?
Yeah, and I talked about how I love Pumpkinhead and how he told me how it had such a rotten promotional distribution at the time, and that it didn't get to a lot of theaters and all that stuff, and yeah, he was always disappointed that he wished it had got a wider release than it did because he had a lot of fun on it. So he actually took time to talk to me, which was really nice, and it was kind of surreal hearing Lance Henriksen talk to me in his deep Lance Henriksen voice that I've only heard in movies. So it was really weird.
Okay,
but yeah. Anyways, I was really stoked that when I saw this pop up on Outright Geekery, like, hey, there's a Pumpkinhead comic coming out. Anybody want to check it out? And I was like, hell yeah, number one. So yeah, Dynamite Comics, they're doing this Pumpkinhead series. And it basically, it goes into a little of the backstory about Haggis, the witch. You're getting to see flashbacks about, her coming up and her dealing with the demon and stuff and all the supernatural shit she's done. But basically this is about the sheriff of this small southern town investigating a hit and run accident. Some of these rednecks, their wagon or whatever was hit accidentally, and a couple of their kids died. And the father is shown going to Haggis to ask for revenge, but it turns out the people who hit them are like meth dealers or something. There's some kind of organized criminal family in the backwoods. So some redneck, southern, criminal moonshiners or whatever. And they got their houses all guarded with dudes with rifles and shit. So some organized, redneck mafia or whatever.
Okay.
That's who killed these kids. Accidentally ran into they don't show the actual accident, but there was a hit and run. They hit their wagon and killed the kids. Now their father is conjuring up Pumpkinhead to take vengeance. And the last panel, the last scene, it shows it shows the house, the fortress, the criminal backwoods redneck fortress, and they hear the noises and stuff, and they find one of their homies all gutted and bloody. And the last panel, it shows Pumpkinhead kind of jumping down on him, and it says to be continued. So I liked it a lot. Like I said, I love this story. I love the movie. Really interested in seeing where the story goes. Only criticism is the art. It's a little too detailed. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's great looking art. It's just a little too bright, a little too comic booky. One of the things I liked about the movie is the lighting and it was very stylized and dark.
Right.
Because it was Stan Winston. He created the creature, so he framed it and lit the movie in a way to make the creature looked even better on film. So the cool thing about that movie is the look of it, how it's shot, the colors, the shadows, how we use shadows and stuff to film this creature. So I was a little disappointed that the art didn't reflect that it wasn't a little more stylized like the movie. But it's not bad art. It's just too forward and bright and cartoony. So overall, I give it a 4 out of 5. I probably would have given it better if the art was a little more stylized, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little too. I just wish it was more dark. So yeah.
Cool. Another movie I've never seen before. Like, shocking. I know it's a horror movie. I haven't seen it. But do I have time to do one more book?
Sure.
Okay.
Might as well.
Do you have one after this? If you don't, I'm not gonna do it.
No, I'm done. No,
You're
that's
done?
all I got. Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just do it and just get out of it. I'm gonna just do it as quick as possible because there's really nothing much to talk about. Next book I'm gonna talk about is Infinity Countdown.
Okay.
Something with Adam Warlock, the Adam Warlock #1 book, whatever like that. I think it's got another crossover we got coming in. I think it's gonna be the next big thing with the Infinity Wars, Infinity Gauntlets and shit. Whatever. Anyway, Adam Warlock is back alive. He's back alive at the end of time, and he was brought back at the end of time by Kang the Conqueror. King the Conqueror bought Adam Warlock, like Adam Warlock, like why the fuck am I here? Like, because you have to be here because it is something is coming that is going to destroy everybody. It's going to kill everybody, and you're the only one that can stop it. You have to go back in time and get the time gem and bring it to me, because you bring time gem to me, I can be the one to stop it. You're like, well, how do I get, at first you didn't trust him, but then after he proves that he's telling the truth, so like that, well, how do I do that? Well, what you have to do, you have to talk to me in the past, tell me what I need to do, and I'll find a way to get the time gem. So he sends him in the past with the old King the Conqueror. Now, for those that don't know this, King the Conqueror in the Marvel universe, the 616, the one that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created, he was this pharaoh named Rama-Tut. He was this pharaoh on time, and he's the one that built the Egyptian empire, pyramids, Sphinx, all that shit. He made it. King the Conqueror is responsible for all that stuff in there. So Adam Warlock goes to see Rama-Tut, who is really King the Conqueror, and Rama-Tut was the whole time like, oh yeah, I've been expecting you. I knew you were coming. My future self, my past self, or whatever, told me you were coming. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you this. He sends him to this thing called some shit, some kind of planetarium, some shit like that. He tells him, you need to go to this star right here at this time in so many thousand years from now. He's like, why do I need to go there? Because you're going to be the one to destroy the universe. Because anybody that knows anything about Adam Warlock, he had this evil personality called the Magus. So he's saying the Magus is the one that destroyed all this shit around the time. So you need to be the one, you need to go at this exact time, go this exact place and stop the Magus, which is you. And once you stop him, you'll save everybody. Because if you don't, everybody's going to fucking die. You're like, okay, well, how do I get in the time? Well, how do I get to that time? Because you don't have nobody's here to give a time machine to give me that. Oh, don't worry, we'll take care of that. And Rama-Tut takes out a knife and starts stabbing the shit out of Adam Warlock. He's like, what the fuck you do that for? Because you resurrect. So what I'm going to do is put you in this tomb, lock you away, and make sure that you resurrect at a very, 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 very slow pace. So when you do resurrect, you'll be in that timeline. You can take that guy out. Bye. Throws him in a tomb, locks him in a pyramid, and the people that did it, the two of his followers, he was like, yes, we understand. And Rama-Tut tells his followers, nobody can know about this, right? He was like, yes, we understand, Rama-Tut. So they take a drink out of a cup, and they pass out and they die. And Rama-Tut closes the tomb and leaves. That's the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird shit. I want to talk about it. It was just a whatever book. The art sucked. The art was shit. I can give you that. The storyline was pretty cool. Like I said, it went back to the Rama-Tut shit. Because a lot of people that don't know this shit about King the Conqueror thinking they just, like the writer made him pull this shit out of his ass. But no, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did this shit back in the day. They said, yes, King the Conqueror created the pyramids and the Egyptian empire and all this shit like that. So it's just a cool callback to this shit like that. And like I said, I think this is a setup for the crossover coming up or whatever. So yeah, cool. I got nothing else.
All right. Yeah, cool. I'm good.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I know we have another epic podcast we're getting to, but hey, we got a lot of shit to get out to. If you listen to it and you listen to it this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have a bunch of other podcasts. Definitely check our sister network. We got our sister podcast, Geek Sav. Definitely listen to them because they kind of like yin and yang. Whatever we don't talk about over there. Other shit. Just look at the list. A whole bunch of lists. Next week, of course, what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the actual Black Panther review. We're going to talk about the movie, what we think about it, good, bad, ugly, whatever, and break it down from there. Other than that, anything else you got to add, Eli?
I think we got it.
Think we got it. Cool. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And find out what we think about the Black Panther review. Same bully time, same bully channel. Cool.
Boom.
All right. And at the end of this Twitch stream also. So if I'm listening, have a good day. Yeah.